What's up guys, Zach from Zach's Woodworks here. I'm going to show you how to make breadboard ends. Let's get right into it.
So the first thing you want to do is trim the tabletop and the breadboard end itself. I like to use the track saw to cut both. That way if there's any discrepancies in the angle of the blade, if you cut them both in the same direction, the angles will offset. Make sure to leave the breadboard end a little long on each side. It'll get cut off later. Next, I mark everything out. Since the tabletop was made of 7 boards, I just measured the center of each and made a corresponding line on the breadboard end. I also marked loose and tight on the breadboard end. More on this later. On the side of the tabletop, all of the mortises will be on the tight setting. I used the largest Dominos available because I wanted it to be as strong as possible. I found that when gluing the dominoes to the tabletop, it's easiest to just put glue on a foam brush and then wipe the dominoes on the foam brush. This took a lot less time than brushing each domino individually. It's very important you let the dominoes in the tabletop dry. This will make sense later. Shifting our focus to the breadboard end, everything will be in the loose setting except for the middle tenon. This is when writing on your workpiece comes in handy, so there's no confusion. Next is marking out your pins for what's called draw boring. If this is done correctly, you won't have to use any clamps. Transferring everything to blue tape helps prevent tear out in the drilling process. These are Miller step dowels. I went with walnut to add a little contrast to the white oak. Referencing something at 90 degrees helps keep your bit straight, but you can certainly use your drill press on this step. And as you can see, there's little to no tear out with the blue tape trick. Back at the tabletop, I'm using a chisel to scrape away any glue squeeze out that might prevent a snug fit. Once you get to the dry fit, you can see how important it is to keep the breadboard end long. It'd be near impossible to take it off otherwise. Once the breadboard end is snug to the tabletop, make a mark at the center of each tenon. You'll then take the breadboard end off and add another mark, say about a 1/16 of an inch towards the tabletop, which is where you'll want to drill your hole. This will pull the breadboard end in when you place the pins. You'll then use a file to elongate the holes from side to side. You'll do this on all the tenons except for the center one. This will allow for seasonal movement so the tabletop can move within the breadboard end. As you can see here, I put an X on the center tenon so I knew to leave that one alone. Now when gluing on the breadboard end, initially your focus will be on the center tenon. Add glue and attach the breadboard end. You'll then add your center pin with glue and drive it home. Every other pin will go in dry until you have a small amount left to hammer in. You'll then add glue to the top and then finish driving in your pins. Flush up your pins and cut the excess of your breadboard end off. I like to use a block plane to flush up the pins to the top, but you can also just sand this off. And there you have it, the finished product. Breadboard ends are not only functional, but they give a great look to a dining room table.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching the in-depth breadboard end video. Hopefully I didn't confuse you too much. If you have any questions, just comment below. I'll be happy to answer all of them. I'm pretty new to YouTube. I'm mostly on Instagram, but I plan on doing a lot more process videos and a lot more shop hacks and things like that. If you could like and subscribe so you can see the future videos. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.